So you get on Periscope and you search Asherado.
At Asherado.
So Periscope's pretty new, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's like
relatively new.
6 months old.
Yeah.
So how long you think it's gonna take before it gets like real nasty? Like,
Well, it's
probably
connected to
nasty
Twitter.
already.
It can be
Okay.
nasty.
Yo, yeah, because if you're on Twitter, like
oh, Twitter after dark. You heard
with your-
about that?
With your wanker out. I
Yeah,
don't know about
that's
that.
a thing.
All right, you guys
That
are getting
sounds
into
real
an
techy.
entire social media show. We're
Yeah.
here to talk about.
That's not what this is about.
We're
No.
yeah.
If you're thinking about social media, talk to the social status, though. Shameless plug.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So we are talking about dealing with a demanding partner. And, you know, one of the things I wanted us to do is to define what demanding is to each of us, because that's all relative. What I think is
It's very
demanding
relative.
may not be demanding to the next person or vice versa.
Well, I think demanding is when it's two things. It's when somebody has certain standards, and it's considered demanding when those standards are too hard for the other person to meet. So I think it's relative
Well,
to
is it because it's imposed upon you?
yes. That's when it turns into demanding.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
I do.
I mean, right? Shit. It's like a
This show is always a men versus women thing every week. You know what I mean?
No, because the reality of it is when men are demanding, you guys are just jerks. When we're demanding,
Assholes.
we're manipulative
You're
Clingy.
crazy.
and biatches.
You're
How
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
We're jerks and you're crazy. That which makes us different is that which defines us. But I will say, for me, demanding partners come in 3 different forms, and this is the origins that I found. Like, sometimes someone's demanding because they grew up or saw some abusive things or saw something crazy in relationships when they grew up, and that influenced their ability to react emotionally, right? So they're stunted emotionally. Like, their hippocampus is not fully developed, because that's what happens when you're
Where's that
in,
located in the brain?
the limbic system. Listen, I typed some stuff up. I went to Google. And then
He
the
didn't
second,
show research
I did. I wrote a
tonight.
little essay. I was ready. The second thing is, like, I find that women partners can be demanding if they sometimes get their expectations from like social media. Like, they look at other relationships or what other people are doing, like, oh, Bill and Chantel went to Fiji and you won't even take me to Red Lobster. Like, those people
I'm thinking
are
Burger King.
yeah and that's judgment. And then the final one is, like, you can be very demanding if you get in a relationship with someone who you know is not on your level, thinking that they're a fixer-upper, right? So you then become super demanding of them because you want them to improve.
So you're saying it comes from how you were raised,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes from social media, and it comes from, what was the third origin?
Trying to cop a fixer-upper.
Ah, okay.
Are we talking about men, women,
Either,
or
I guess it could be
That's
either.
for either.
So Gemini Jim, are you demanding?
No, I'm not demanding.
You're not
I don't
demanding?
I don't have the time or the energy to be demanding. It's not just something that I even care to.
How do you define demanding?
I define demanding by expecting unrealistic things from the other person.
Now you got to go through something to find out if that's realistic or unrealistic,
Yeah,
though,
what's
right?
unrealistic?
Unrealistic. I actually agree with you. I agree with, setting the standard based on what your friends are doing or what Kim Kardashian is doing or
Yeah.
whoever, the popular people are doing. Trying to live beyond your means and expecting, the financial situation to be what it's not.
Yeah.
And then expecting that from someone else when they can't provide it. So.
What
but
about
I
something
agree-
like washing the dishes? Could you wash the dishes? I don't wash dishes.
But is that really unrealistic?
That's where I
Washing
think it becomes subjective.
I think it's unrealistic if this is going to sound
I dated a girl who liked to
chauvinistic.
take baths but never liked to clean the tub. I was like, "Could you clean the damn
Like,
tub?"
if I make money.
Is that
and I-
unrealistic?
To
If
her,
you tell
in
us
her
that-
world, it was. Yeah, she was like, "I can't."
No,
I
but
can't
that's
do it.
just her thing. I mean,
But if
that's
she
a
takes a
negotiable.
bath, that don't even make sense. That's like common sense. Like, clean up after yourself.
I agree, but
What
then
is
in one
common
person,
sense?
Look,
right?
What is common
Really?
sense? That's what you said. If you take a bath,
y'all
And
do
you-
a lot of stuff, and
listen, I'm a clean
no,
dude, dog. I take
and
like
we're not
6
just
showers.
talking about cleanliness. I mean, we're
Putting
talking
the
about
toilet
across the
seat down.
board.
Is
I
that,
put the toilet
is that a
seat down.
demand?
I do that all the time. I was raised well. My parents are Jamaican.
Enough said.
Which just means that they hit me if I didn't do right. Yeah. Enough said. You done know.
Yeah, so then I think it gets tough because, okay, for me, somebody might. This is one for me.
Okay.
Somebody might say, "Be on time," right?
Oh Lord, this guy.
We know that.
Lord have mercy.
So then, like, if they don't accept me being late, then
And they need to move on.
right.
Because he is late and he
Yeah.
has very eloquently explained that he's a late person and that if
I'm
you're
a
not a
handicap.
late person, then you won't understand what it means to be a late person.
Right.
He made me think to myself that maybe I got it messed up. That I'm on time usually, but
You
maybe I
trained.
need to understand. Like, what was the term that you have for?
Oh, my condition?
Yeah,
Chronomyopia.
chronomyopia.
Yeah. And so, like, for those who don't understand it, look at
Is that the fear of clocks, like the
No, it's not a
Outcast
fear.
song?
No, he
No.
made up some term.
No, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. I
Is
looked it
the
up.
fear of clocks?
Please
That's a-
explain what
I